FBI agents have raided the Southern California home of YouTube star Jake Paul. Federal officials say the search was
off of Mulholland Highway. We counted close to 24 federal agents.
Logan Paul is in tears as the FBI steps in after the Anthony Joshua car accident. The boxing world froze the moment this story dropped, and the shockwaves hit hard. Logan looks rattled to his core, and with silence from key players, speculation is exploding everywhere. Reports claim the FBI raided the Paul brothers' homes after Anthony Joshua allegedly flattened Jake and broke his jaw, sending this whole situation into chaos. A truck-linked accident now casts a humiliating shadow, leaving Logan and Jake backed into a corner under unprecedented scrutiny. The pressure is mounting fast, and sources say the very truck tied to Anthony Joshua's crash was seen near the Paul brothers' home days before it happened. Now federal investigators are circling, and Logan Paul's cryptic tweet has only poured fuel on the fire, leaving fans and critics desperate to know what really went down. The tragedy surrounding Anthony Joshua's crash goes far beyond flashy headlines. 2 lives were lost, and the eerie details tied to the vehicle have sent shockwaves through the boxing world.
Just a horrific accident. I don't want to start, assigning blame to something that I don't have the report for, but I just...
With the Paul brothers now facing federal attention, every move, every detail, and every silence is being picked apart under a ruthless spotlight. The focus isn't just on the accident anymore. It's on the connections, the timing, and the unsettling proximity to Logan and Jake. Every detail is being weighed, every coincidence questioned, and the spotlight keeps drifting back toward the Paul brothers as the pressure builds. Pain Game captures a brutal fall from glory. Just over a week ago, Anthony Joshua was riding high after a reported $92 million victory over Jake Paul, soaking in fan adoration. Now he's barely alive after a catastrophic crash, and with a truck allegedly tied to the Paul's property, plus Logan's cryptic posts, the accident feels disturbingly tangled in the Paul brothers' shadow. Eddie Hearn's words carried real concern for Anthony Joshua's health and recovery. After narrowly surviving the crash, AJ's well-being comes first, yet the looming presence of the Paul brothers won't fade. A truck linked to their property and Logan's vague online messages continue to intensify speculation and unease. While medical teams fight to save AJ, fans and critics can't ignore how this tragedy seems intertwined with the Paul's controversial boxing history. The overlap is impossible to miss, and the boxing world is watching every development with a wary eye. Jake Paul's online reaction has sparked heated debate across social media. Fans are questioning the timing and tone of his posts, especially so soon after his bout with Anthony Joshua, and the conversation is growing louder by the minute. The scrutiny around the Paul brothers keeps intensifying as public opinion digs into their past conflicts and lines them up against this unfortunate accident. That connection alone adds a heavy layer of controversy to an already tragic situation, and the court of public opinion isn't holding back. Showbiz, the adult, highlights the devastating crash and the thick uncertainty around what really happened. The timing, coming right after Anthony Joshua's fight with Jake Paul, has sent speculation into overdrive. Fans and analysts are questioning possible connections, and the Paul brothers' recent online behavior has only poured more fuel on the debate over whether their influence somehow overlaps with this shocking accident. Wade Concept stresses the sheer severity of Anthony Joshua's accident, while urging everyone to slow down before pointing fingers. Still, the close proximity to his recent fight with Jake Paul keeps speculation alive, with fans and analysts wondering if outside factors or lingering rivalries could have indirectly played a role in this near-fatal moment. Joe Rogan's reaction drives home the life-or-death stakes of Anthony Joshua's crash. AJ surviving such a violent impact feels almost miraculous, underscoring just how close he came to devastating injury or worse, especially with this terrifying incident unfolding so soon after his intense fight with Jake Paul. Paul fans can't help but speculate about the chain of events that led up to this moment. While no direct blame has been placed, the timing and circumstances raise uncomfortable questions that won't go away. The boxing community is shaken, dissecting every detail from Anthony Joshua's near-death experience to the wider context involving the Paul brothers, turning what should have been a private recovery into a tense and very public conversation. John Fury's reaction blends relief with shock over Anthony Joshua's survival. This near-fatal accident is a harsh reminder of the dangers athletes face outside the ring.
In a situation where if he'd just sat on the other side of the car, they wouldn't have been pulling him out alive. There's no way he would have survived.
And the emotional toll on friends and family is impossible to ignore, especially with the crash happening so soon after Joshua's fight with Jake Paul. Across the boxing world, many are scrutinizing the circumstances, wondering how closely these events might be linked. While AJ's resilience is inspiring, the Paul brothers' recent history with him inevitably casts a shadow of speculation. Fury's heartfelt concern cuts through the noise, reminding everyone that beyond titles and paydays, survival and well-being matter most in moments of tragedy and controversy. Alexander Usyk's words capture the true depth of the tragedy surrounding Anthony Joshua's accident. The loss of two close members of AJ's team isn't just personal. It's a devastating blow felt across the entire boxing community, leaving a lasting mark far beyond the ring. Usyk offered condolences and encouragement, shining a light on the deep solidarity among fighters. In times of crisis, especially with the accident happening so soon after Joshua's fight with Jake Paul and speculation swirling everywhere, that support hits harder. His message doesn't just comfort, it quietly reminds everyone of the crushing pressure elite athletes live under every single day. Fans are left reflecting not only on the human cost of the accident, but also on the larger, tense narrative involving the Paul brothers. What should be a moment of quiet recovery has turned into a wider conversation filled with unease, questions, and uneasy connections. Turkey reacted with clear concern over Anthony Joshua's crash and the frightening possibility of a brain injury. The sheer severity of the accident stunned fans and analysts alike, underscoring how fragile life is outside the ring, especially with the timing coming so soon after Joshua's fight with Jake Paul. Speculation about external factors and coincidences feels unavoidable. Ash's reaction drives home a sobering truth. Even the strongest, most elite athletes are vulnerable to life-threatening moments. It's a stark reminder to the boxing world that health and recovery outweigh fame, victories, or lingering rivalries every time. Chris Eubank Jr. expressed shock and deep concern over Anthony Joshua's near-fatal car accident. The incident has shaken the boxing world as fans and fighters grapple with how fast life can change beyond the ropes. Eubank's response also subtly reflects the tension between Joshua and Jake Paul after their recent fight, with some questioning whether the timing is purely coincidental. While AJ's health and recovery remain the priority, the reaction shows how high-profile rivalries inevitably shape public perception, turning a tragic accident into a topic of intense discussion and speculation. Liam Goff's report captures the full scale of the tragedy surrounding Anthony Joshua's car accident. Losing two close companions in the crash has sent shockwaves through the boxing world, reminding fans and fighters alike that danger doesn't stop at the ropes and fame offers no shield. Even outside the ring, the severity of the incident paired with the timing, coming shortly after Joshua's intense fight with Jake Paul, has fueled relentless speculation and scrutiny. While no direct blame has been placed, fans are left wrestling with both the heartbreaking human loss and the stark vulnerability of a global sports icon. Goff's heartfelt condolences center on the victims' families and friends, highlighting the crushing emotional weight of the tragedy. The wider boxing community, including past rivals like Alexander Usyk, has rallied together in support, proving that compassion and solidarity rise above competition. This moment shows how high-profile rivalries, past conflicts, and unforeseen accidents collide to create tense, emotional narratives that grip fans worldwide. Tony Belleu's commentary highlights the fragile condition Anthony Joshua was left in after the car accident. Noting that AJ appeared dazed, Belleu stresses just how close the boxer came to life-threatening injuries, driving home the seriousness of the crash beyond raw physical danger. He also points to Joshua's character, praising his compassion even in the shadow of past rivalries, adding a powerful human layer to an already sobering story. This moment stands in sharp contrast to the controversy surrounding Jake and Logan Paul. What began as a devastating accident has now grown into something much larger than a personal tragedy. It's become a focal point for speculation and non-stop analysis as fans and boxing insiders question the broader context around AJ's recovery and recent fights. Bell's perspective cuts through the noise, reminding everyone that beyond the headlines and rivalries, the human cost is massive. and the strength required to recover is enormous. The mix of physical danger, emotional strain, and high-profile scrutiny has created a tense and gripping narrative. Concern for Anthony Joshua's health collides with ongoing intrigue about surrounding events and outside influences in the boxing world, keeping fans locked in and searching for answers. Anthony Joshua's miraculous survival, paired with the heartbreaking loss of his companions, has shaken the boxing world to its core. While fans celebrate AJ's resilience, the timing after his fight with Jake Paul keeps speculation alive about the Paul brothers' indirect role in the chaos. This moment is a sobering reminder of how fast fortunes can flip outside the ring, and how high-profile rivalries only intensify the spotlight. Now we want to hear from you. What do you think? Was this a tragic coincidence, or is there more to the story? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, share this video, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe to stay updated on every shocking twist. It truly helps grow the channel, and I'd be super thankful for your support.